So, my dear friends, tomorrow, some candidates, they have their general science paper, GSA. So, I will share some of my tips with you people on this important paper. So, one thing which is very important that this is your cache paper. This is the paper where you can grab, where you can accumulate, you can, get a lot of marks. So try, your target must be 95 parts, 95, 90 minimum. 100 is also possible. So divide your paper. For example, start the questions which are you're like 100% sure, and leave those questions, especially the general ability questions, which are sometimes a bit complicated. So leave that to the end and start the questions which are like so easy for you. Diagrams, for example, the human physiology, ear, eye, nose, I don't think so, but heart, stomach, maybe. So all these diagrams you must visualize now, that how is the diagram and how the different parts. That is very much important. And like astronomy, galaxy, and Earth, and all those parts, that is also very much important. Environment, pollution, that you have to do a full now revision, that the basic facts and figures that you must have for that paper. One thing which is really important in this paper, that you have to do a lot of things and you have 3 hours. So you have to start, as I earlier said, from the most, like the part which you are 100% sure. And sometime in general ability, your intuition, also science, that is more like based on your sense data, and that is more objective. You cannot use your intuition or your gut feelings. But sometime when you are confused, so you can use your gut feelings also. For example, yes, I think this is the answer. So that will also help you a lot. Now, when you start the paper, so see that this question that you visualize, I have seen it somewhere. So remember the source, okay? And then remember where did you read? Because here you cannot commit mistakes. This is not descriptive. This is not subjective. You don't have chance to write, things which are like from your own choice. Some descriptive also, for example, you have to write 4 or 5 lines or one paragraph to describe, but use scientific terminology. That is too much important. Don't use layman language. Layman language, that is not acceptable in science. So you must have like kind of your approach that must be scientific. Scientific approach means that observation and experiment. So they must feel that a scientist is speaking. You must use those terms and those technical definitions. Don't invent things from your own self, because this is not essay paper. This is not precia. This is not some other descriptive kind of composition. Here you have to be very concrete. So go relax yourself, your biology, your central nervous system. You must feel like a relaxed person there. And when you are in the examination hall, so before that, you must have some kind of good food, so that you have energy, because you have to focus so much in this paper, a lot of attention that is required. So these are some of the tips. And now, for example, you have few hours, so you can see like questions like this, that you ask questions from yourself, that do you have, for example, general knowledge about questions like what is the biggest planet in our solar system? So do you know what is the biggest planet in our solar system? So you must know that this is Jupiter. For example, what is the chemical symbol for the element oxygen? What is the chemical symbol for oxygen? So O. These are simple questions. So you must know these basics. Another name for a tidal wave is, what is another name for the tidal wave? Okay, tsunami. That is another name for tidal wave. Or for example, you have questions like true or false. Dogs are herbivores. Okay, are dogs herbivores? So you should know the answer to this question, that they are herbivores or they're omnivores. False, they are omnivores. So you should be like dog. When we think about dogs, so we think, oh, they always eat meat. So don't be confused in true and false questions. Another question, for example, the highest mountain on earth is the highest mountain. This may be in general knowledge, not in everyday science, but still you can have such kind of questions. So the highest mountain, that is Mount Everest. So these are simple questions. For example, what famous scientist was awarded the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on theoretical physics? In 1921, who was that physicist, very famous person who got the Nobel Prize? So who was he? Einstein. Okay. How many bones do sharks have in their bodies? How many bones do sharks have in their bodies? What do you think? How many bones they have? So the answer is 0. Okay, they don't have bones, sharks. So don't be confused in such questions. True or false? True or false? The fastest land animal in the world is the zebra. Zebra, is it the fastest land animal? 18. False. So which one is the fastest? Cheetah. What is the name of the part of the human skeleton which protects our brain? Our brain. So do you know? That is the skull. We call it skull. Pure water has a pH level of around pH level of pure water 7. True or false? Frogs are cold-blooded animals. So frogs, they are cold-blooded animals. True. So such questions you should keep in mind. True or false? DNA is the shortened form of the term deoxyribonucleic acid. So you can say one is DNA and the other is RNA. So don't be confused in these two. So these are some of the questions that you can see. For example, there can be other questions. I will be giving the links of these for you. A mineral is a natural crystalline solid formed by geological process, which is not an example of a mineral. So they have given a diamond, wood, gold, salt. Which one is not mineral? Grouping or organizing objects into categories based on their characteristics is called classifying them, comparing them, contrasting them. Some soils hold water better than others. The difference is caused by the heaviness of the grains of soil, the size of the grains of soil, the size of the spaces between the grains of soil, the temperature of the water as it enters the soil. Recycling refers to burning trash completely so there is no waste, burying trash in a landfill, reducing the amount of waste left over from using a product, reusing a resource to making something new. Which of the following usually is not a way to conserve water during a water storage? Fixing leaky faucets, turning off the water while brushing your teeth, waiting until you have enough dishes to fill the dishwater before running it. Which of the following is an example of matter? Atoms of the element carbon, a block of wood, a house, all of the above. Grass appears green because it absorbs green light, it reflects green light back to your eyes, it reflects red light back to your eyes. So, you know, these are some of the common sense and your approach to general science, because we try to understand nature. So we develop different approaches. For example, some people, they just think, and so they are philosophers. Some people, they observe and do experiments, they are scientists. And some, they do their inner experiences and they are spiritual people. And some, they just listen to a prophet and they are religious people. So these are different approaches. Some people use their creativity and they are artists. So, and some people, they are legal experts. So these are different approaches. In science, paper when you are sitting. So be a scientist. Okay, don't, as usually I say, don't color the things with your own prejudices and biases. And start the, as I earlier said, from the questions which you are 100% confident, and then leave time for the general ability, because there you may take some time. Geometry, for example, you have the part of geometry, or you have the part of those questions, and some common sense. Be alert that time. You must be very easy in this paper, because this is the game of your nerves. 2 plus 2 multiplied by 2, simple question. So you can say, oh, 2 plus 2, 4 multiplied by 2, 8. So 8 is not the answer, it is 6. So common sense, quickly you should, there is a cage. The thing appears very simple, but you have to find out that cage, where is that thing, because there is sometimes progression. The things go from proportions and those, so you have to find out where is the proportion. So that depends on your your keen observation. When you look at the things, and then automatically the thing reflects in your mind, then your mind processes that data, and then you get the answer. So be easy, relax. If you are not relaxed and you are like confused and you have some stress, so automatically then your brain is not working. So how you will be solving those problems there in the examination hall? So wish you all the best. Revise quickly the basic questions, and I hope you will be doing it well. This is the cash paper. Try to get as much as marks as possible, but don't waste your time by thinking. Just doing. Start doing things the easiest one, because there will be some questions which will be so easy that you can just start, and this will boost your confidence. And once you are doing questions, don't try to leave any question, because there is no negative marking. So you can do what you should touch all the questions. Maybe as I said earlier, in your intuition, your gut feeling from inside, you can find some good answers. Thank you.